We start with a new turn in the efforts for police reform in Minneapolis. U.S. Department of Justice is ending the federal consent decree. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Leah McClain.
I'm Paul Folger. Despite that motion, Minneapolis says they're doing it anyway. We start with team coverage. Eric Chaloux is breaking down the push from community activists to keep the federal order in place. But first, Renee Cooper has the impact on the city. Renee.
Well, Paul, as we come on the air, the city attorney just filed a response in court saying the city opposes the U.S. DOJ's motion to dismiss its case against the city of Minneapolis and the sweeping police reforms mandated in it. Now, this move by federal officials, not a surprise. In fact, sources told our J. Coles last week it was likely to happen today.
Here's the bottom line. We're doing it anyway. We're going to move forward with that work, with or without the White House.
The U.S. DOJ's motion to dismiss this federal consent decree comes 4 months after it was handed down by the previous administration and approved by city leaders in Minneapolis. Federal attorneys on Wednesday writing, quote, after an extensive review by current Department of Justice and Civil Rights Division leadership, the United States no longer believes that the proposed consent decree would be in the public interest.
And of course, it is predictable that they would move for a dismissal the very same week that George Floyd was murdered 5 years ago.
Whether or not there is a federal consent decree, as the mayor has said, the work continues.
We will comply with every sentence of every paragraph.
The federal document largely mirrors a state-level settlement agreement, which remains in effect. But it did add a few reform requirements, including some stricter limits on use of force. What assurances can you offer that you'll follow through with the added reforms in the federal consent decree, given it's not officially enforced?
So, number of assurances. First, we negotiated the document. We spent countless hours. We've invested in trainings. We've hired out staff. We've spent tens of millions of dollars, not just to talk about doing this, but to actually get it right, culminating with my signature on a piece of paper.
Now, Mayor Frey took it one step further, saying the city is going to be asking the independent monitor Alifa, currently overseeing the state-level settlement agreement, to also oversee MPD's implementation of this unenforced federal consent decree. Now, whether it's ultimately dismissed is going to be up to the judge. Live in Minneapolis tonight, Renee Cooper, 5 Eyewitness News.
Okay, thank you, Renee. And Minneapolis city officials are not the only ones pushing back on today's motion.
We want to bring in Eric Chaloux now, continuing our team coverage with the effort to get a Minneapolis judge involved. Eric.
Yeah, Leah and Paul, we're live this afternoon outside of the Minneapolis Federal Courthouse. Earlier today, Communities United Against Police Brutality filed this motion here at the courthouse, trying to get a judge to issue an injunction to pause the DOJ's efforts to walk away from the consent decree involving MPD. Inside Minneapolis City Hall, I was there earlier today with several longtime community activists that have been pushing for police accountability for decades. They gathered to speak about the federal consent decree possibly going away. They said that they liked the federal decree. It went further than the state one that Renee mentioned earlier. Now, you'll recall the consent decree. It's a roadmap of sorts that required changes to MPD, including new policy and training requirements to the force. It came after a 2-year DOJ investigation that launched after the murder of George Floyd found MPD engaged in a pattern of racist and abusive behavior that violated residents' civil rights. The timing of the DOJ announcement coming the week of the 5th anniversary of Floyd's murder concerned activist Michelle Gross.
For this administration to pick this particular week to take this particular action is unconscionable and outrageous.
Our collective humanity is at stake as a result of what is happening. Minneapolis should be leading the way. The state of Minnesota should be leading the way in this area. But what this shows us is whether there's a Democrat or a Republican in charge, we still cannot get justice as a people when it comes to police accountability.
Late this afternoon, we got a statement from the Police Officers Federation of Minneapolis, the union, that reads in part, today's decision reflects recognition that the additional oversight is unnecessary. We acknowledge there is work that needs to be done to rebuild community trust so we can move forward with practical, effective public safety reforms that are driven by realities of policing, not just politics and headlines. The union calling the DOJ's decision a significant one. Those community activists that I spoke to say they need to make sure now they hold city leaders in the mayor's office accountable, making sure they follow through to enforce what this DOJ consent decree would have done if it stayed in place. Reporting live in Minneapolis this afternoon, Eric Chalou, 5 Eyewitness News.
Eric, thank you. 5 Eyewitness News.